prompt engineering, which
Yes.
is something that a lot of people should think about too. And a lot of people are just dropping in prompts. But if you start looking into prompt engineering, it's literally it's 15, 30 minutes. You can really actually level yourself up to do things like tree of thought, which is essentially show me your work. You just basically ask it, or hey, build a virtual scratch pad and work on that and double check your work. Yesterday I did one where I was like, hey, bot, before you send this to me, step back, pretend you're your manager, review this. Are you proud of what you put out, right? Make it so you're proud of it.
Okay, I have to tell anyone. I have to tell anyone who's listening to this that like what you are saying right now may sound ridiculous if you are not paying attention to this, but it is absolutely true. And there is literal AI researchers that no one knows why, but if you tell the bot that you will tip it for good performance, it literally has better answers.
I did one yesterday. It responded and I was like, I think you can do better than that. And great response. Phenomenal response. Then I said, thank you. And it's, thank you. I really appreciate you. And I'm like, it actually helps too. Please and thank you to an AI model actually gets you better responses. People don't realize that either, right? I'm getting more polite in my writing too, which is good.
The side effect is I'm a much kinder writer than other ones. Someone on my team, when I sent them the to your point, when I sent them like a screenshot of like a ChatGPT thing we were doing, and they're like, wow, you're way nicer to the AI than you are to me in Slack all the time.
Well, I don't have to be nice to you.
But I actually find an inverse correlation between my kindness and your performance. Far better.
The opposite of the AI, actually.
Well, one last question I want to ask you before we run out of time, which is something you talked about. You mentioned both two terms that one which we hear a lot, and I can't decide if I think is brilliant or cringy, which is prompt engineering, and the other, which I actually think is novel, more interesting, is AI literacy. And where would you put when you're thinking about hiring, working somewhere, doing something like I don't know, maybe define AI literacy, and also how important do you think that is now and will become?
I think it's super important. I think AI literacy is a spectrum, obviously, and it's between, hey, do I know what an AI is? And do I know how to write a very complex prompt or a series of prompts? And so AI literacy is probably, hey, do I understand what an AI can do task-wise? And do I understand how to get it to do that task for me effectively on a regular basis, right? That's probably AI literacy in my mind. And yeah, prompt engineering, I think, is probably going to go away, but with the caveat that I think most people are not used to thinking the way computers think. I'm much closer to that because I've been at Workato and Syncari where I have to do decision trees all day and think about that kind of stuff. Most people don't think like that. So they're like, why is the AI not working? It's because of what you told it.
It only knows those things.
It is hyper literal. It does exactly what you tell it to do. And if you did not do a good job describing it, that's what happens.
The connection I just made that feels inspired by what you just said is, when I think of AI literacy, I think about it as a low bar, but I think the comparison you just made, right, is it's not that different of a framework or way of thinking than like solutions architecture of what is technology capable of and what do APIs do and how can I connect them, and that's not it's a technical skill set, but it's not an engineering or development skill set. And I think, I don't know, I'm wondering, am I wrong about either how hard or how valuable AI literacy is? Because when I think of solutions architecture, I think about it as somewhat like higher on the difficulty chain and higher on the value chain. Whereas I think of AI literacy as like higher on the value chain, but lower on the difficulty chain. And maybe that's just wrong because I'm coming from a perspective of previously existing knowledge.
I think it's also depending on what you're doing. I mean, like some of the processes I'm doing yesterday, I'm using like 2 different models and it's 15 minutes across 3 or 4 different prompts that I spent a bunch of time working on the prompts for. It's not like it's simple, but at the same time, it's not like it's writing code. So yeah, I think data literacy, and that's a term we use all the time. Sorry. AI literacy is it's literally just like being able to understand what's possible too, because there's a lot of times people go try to use AI and then they're like, why is it not working? And it's literally because they don't have the grit to keep trying different ways until they're like, oh, wait, I got the result. Or they just don't understand that, hey, there's nuances and they give up, or they just think it's a toy. And I think there's tons of people I talk to that are like, oh yeah, it's still nascent. I'm like, cool. I'm probably saving like 10, 15 hours a week from my team, at least half a head count. That's great. We're not a big company, right? Like,
that's significant. Yeah.